so many Pokemon. This is the Kanto Pokedex. And might I say, I have many gripes with this Pokedex. There's about 18 lines here, species themselves. And like half of it would just be my first entry in this. But that one's pretty obvious. But yeah, about 18 lines here are from Kanto, because they're not found in the wild. For starters, I have of course seen that the starter Pokemon, officially being the first partner Pokemon, they're not Kanto Pokemon. Like, come on, you can't find them in the wild outside of Pokemon Let's Go. But I mean, that would be true of every Pokemon in Kanto. Well, except Neo, but like, I'll get to that later. Now, I went looking through all the places that you can find the first partner Kanto Pokemon in the wild. All I've seen is the Terrarium in the Indigo Disc DLC, and what Wild Area 20, is that the one they call the Pokemon or whatever? In the center of Limio City, and that's only Legend ZA, which is a sequel, which clearly cannot take place before any version of Kanto. So unfortunately, the only conclusion I can make to is that Oak created them, and the only way I will not do that is if we can find them in the wild in some other region where it's actually in the wild and not. Now, after the starters, I don't have any complaints until number 83, Farfetch'd. You can't find Farfetch'd in the wild, but yeah, it's from an in-game trade in the middle of the region. I'm pretty sure it's from Marlene City. I only wrote trade here. And that's just far-fetched. Not as far-fetched as a duck with a leak. You go like 2 lines down on that poster to Execute, which is only found in the Safari area. Now I get to gripe about the Safari area and how like, it's a safari. How do we, like the iconic safaris that I grew up with, in like an actual, it was just an amusement park kind of thing, like Disney's Animal Kingdom. We see it in some safari zones in other regions. And there are full Pokemon that aren't native to the region, and you're actually going to another region for it. It feels like the safari zone in Kanto would be pretty similar. I mean, well, the next safari zone after the one in Kanto was the one in Hoenn, and then Johto got one. But much like Farfetch'd, I believe Execute's just one region to the west. I always confuse west with east, and east for us. Why is it so hard to remember them? Maybe because they have 3 letters in common, but you know, it's just there's just one region over in Johto. After the Execute line, there's of course Cubone and Marowak, which, you know, the lore surrounding these is odd, much like with Kangaskhan, and it's weird how empty their lores feel while also feeling like somewhat connected. It's just kind of odd. But anyway, Cubone, Marowak, you can only find them in the Pokemon Tower and like Rock Tunnel. But it's only found in the Rock Tunnel in Let's Go. It is not found in the wild in the original Kanto games. So the original intention is not with them in the wilds of Kanto. You know, when Cubone is findable in the in a wild cave in Galar, first seen in Kalos, which, so I'll say Kalos, cause my conclusion. Next up, Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan of the Hitmon line I mean, they are gift Pokemon in, the center of Kanto, the fighting dojo, the fighting master, and then he'll gift you a Tyrogue in Gen 2, which you cannot find in the wild still. Oh my god. This is so... But you know where they are found in the wild pretty commonly and quite annoying to me. I mean, I am playing through this region twice at the same time. Galar. You know how I claim Cubone to be from Kalos? Well, I believe the same about Kangaskhan, especially since it has a Mega, which, funnily enough, is my explanation for another Pokemon yet. There might be another one, I don't know. But not the Garp, it's not Fish. No. Is that even an Oris Mega? I'm thinking it might be the Oris Mega. I was not saying that even a Cult Mega. I said Oris instead. Kangaskhan is another Safari Zone exclusive, like the Executive line. I don't remember where in Kalos, actually. I'm sorry. It's probably in a wild zone. Why am I throwing the text on screen? I don't know. If I'm writing him, I have to go through all the data again, which I already went through to research the first time and the second time, and to write the first time, and I did it again the second time, just for Mr. Mime is a lot like Farfetch'd, and is a trade exclusive in Red and Blue. I'd be found in the wild of Yellow. I don't care, because that's not in the original games. It is found in the wild in the anime though, so, but hey, the anime wasn't made by the same people who made the games. They have their own creative liberties. But Mr. Mime does seem pretty findable in Sinnoh, much like Scyther, the next one in the Dex. I do remember finding Scyther in the wilds of Let's Go, and I don't remember where I was finding Kanto, but it's literally written here, it's Safari Zone. I am a spreadsheet fiend, why don't I look at my spreadsheet? Okay. Jinx is a trade exclusive in Red and Blue. One of them, or both, I don't remember. I didn't write that in the spreadsheet. I'm sure it's found on the wild of Yellow, that way it matches with its counterparts of Electabuzz and Magmar, of Power Plants and Mansion. But Jinx is found on the Seafoam Ponds, which we use another good location. That's actually a decent location for it. But that is, of course, in Let's Go, not Red and Blue. With the introduction of Squinchum, I honestly believe that Jinx is from the Johto region. Well, we got another grouping of Pinsir and Tauros. I am looking at the poster that I placed on the shoulder. Pinsir and Tauros are both findable in the Safari Zone and nowhere else. And of course, they're on the southeast side of Let's Go, but on Game Boy. But I believe Pinsir is from Sinnoh. I don't know where. I just started playing through Sinnoh. I'm in the second. I've played for an hour. And what did I say with Tauros? Johto, Tauros. Also found in the Safari Zone, as I just mentioned. I think he's from Johto. I'm talking about Lapras, known for being close to extinction, but by the time of Gen 7, there's plenty in the wild. Or those are two completely inconsistent facts, or they're very geographical facts. Lapras is a gift in Silphco, and not found in the water because endangerment it has. I'd say just south from the Sevi Islands, Lapras is far more abundant it's from there. And that's why it's in the Kanto Pokedex. That's what makes the Johto and Sun Balance Pokemon so easy. Next up is Eevee. Gift Pokemon, not found in the wild of Kanto until Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu, which is really weird because it's a starter now. Hilarious. Well, I mean, thing is, you didn't have all of its evolutions, so there's no friendship in Kanto, obviously. But there's no time of day in Kanto. You can tell that in all the regions, in all the Kanto base games, except in the Johto base games, I guess you technically can. Why did they get rid of the day-night cycle in Gen 3? They brought it back in Gen 4. There was seasons in Gen 5, and I don't even have this right now. Gen 5 did nothing for Eevee. Gen 6 brought the last evolution, or canonically, or officially termed VV. For some reason, that's just EVV backwards. That's a Pokemon card. Like, come on. I can see behind your tears, Game Freak. That was tears, i.e., which makes sense when I write something else about that. Not in the mood to explain that joke. Well, I'd say it's either Kalos or Kalos or Paldea, because they're in a specific spot in Galar for all the evolutions, whereas they're spread across the map in Paldea. Again, I don't actually know where Eevee spawns in Kalos. Do you remember the other two? I have never played a Kalos game. I don't even have Legend Z to A. Aerodactyl, which I do believe is in Kalos. And they were able to get more because they were able to get more refined fossil to upgrade it with the Aerodactyl light into its true form of Mega Aerodactyl with all the rockiness it has to show why it should be a rock flying type. Yeah, you get gifted the Aerodactyl, the Old Amber, in the museum, and then in Gen 7, you can find it in Cerulean Cave. Next up, Snorlax. This one took me a while to figure out. There are only 2 Snorlax. And then in Gen 2, there's like 1 more Snorlax, or it's down to 1 Snorlax, still in Kanto. So you're like, okay, Kanto. But, you know, we do know that it has a baby form introduced by lathering honey onto trees in Sinnoh. But Sinnoh, that's the only way to get Munchlax in Sinnoh. So I dug even deeper. And even though I don't have those new Arceus, I do believe it is Snorlax, Munchlax. They are from the Sweet, but the Dragonite line, well, that one's tough. Is that really conclusion? That's the conclusion. Okay. Well, the easy answer is to go Johto. I looked, it is found in the Dragon Zen in Johto. I would say Johto. It's a Safari Zone exclusive, and it can be found on Route 10 or whatever it's called. Yep, Route 10 is what it says. It's a Safari Zone exclusive, or can be found on Route 10 in Gen 7. I think it's just hanging there because, you know, it's a Safari Zone. It's from the Dragon Zen over in Johto. Last but certainly not least is Mew, because Mewtwo is definitely from Kanto. It came from the Pokemon Mansion in a successful experiment to clone Mew, who is not from Kanto, but from a faraway jungle. Originally known as Uruguay, or a place called Faraway Islands. I know that's where they said Uruguay is into as well. Some main Kanto games, and this is one games. That's where Uruguay is into as well. Some main Kanto games, and this is one games.